This Unconstitutional Committee can order the closure of any website, blog, mobile app, Facebook, X, TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram accounts for allegedly promoting illegal activities. This expansion of the powers glaringly lacks provisions for sufficient judicial oversight. This is a direct affront to the rights to fair administration action and fair hearing enshrined in Articles 47 and 50 of our Constitution. It makes this committee the investigator, prosecutor, and the judge, or final arbiter and overlord on the exercise of our celebrated freedoms of speech and media as provided for in Articles 33 and 34 of our Constitution. It is also worth noting that there was limited public participation in the passage of the bills, with only 3 written memoranda, with all signatories opposed to the amendments. Unsurprisingly, a majority of the MPs yet again ignored those views that they received, even from the relevant ministry. And the President followed suit with signing the amendments into law. These amendments are unconstitutional. They are null and void. And this confirms my assertion that President Ruto has lost legitimacy to continue to lead our beloved country. A president who does not have any regard for the Constitution under which he governs has no legitimacy to continue governing this country. We shall not allow the freedoms and the rights of free speech, media, fair hearing, and fair administrative action to be buried silently with Right Honorable Raila Odinga. We are aware that efforts are underway to seek immediate legal redress. We fully endorse those efforts and will render our full support. Fellow Kenyans, on several occasions, I have stressed that in its elaborate corruption scheme, this government is out to outrightly rob Kenyans. This is exactly what the repeal of the Privatization Act 2005 and the enactment of the new Privatization Act is doing. The new act introduces a privatization process mainly in the hands of the executive through the Treasury Cabinet Secretary and the Privatization Authority. It grants the CS Treasury power to create a privatization program which may include an unlimited number of public entities earmarked for privatization. Sections 22 and 23 of that Act give the Cabinet Secretary unfettered power to require the National Assembly to ratify its privatization program within 60 days, failing which the process in the next 30 days will automatically proceed without parliamentary approval. Once approved, the program is valid for 8 years. Please note that. Once approved, the process is valid for 8 years. The most outrageous part of this process is that the ratification request is only to be accompanied by brief descriptions of the entities undergoing privatization, brief reasons for privatization, and expected benefits, including expected revenue. Crucially, and this is important, information on the valuation of those public entities is not mandatory to be included in the ratification request by the CS. This is meant to entirely circumvent the necessary elaborate parliamentary oversight and neuter public participation. That's not all. The Act has no provisions built in to ensure parliamentary oversight regarding implementation of a ratified privatization program conducted by the executive. In fact, the Act even exempts publication of the names of the buyers if the privatization is by an initial public offering, IPO. Simply put, if they sell to themselves or their proxies, the Kenyan people will not get to know. Simply put, if they sell even strategic assets to foreigners and put them beyond the country's control, the Kenyan people will not get to know. In a nutshell, the new Privatization Act grants the CS authority to auction national assets. The CS Treasury and the Privatization Authority, as we all know, are handmaids of President Ruto. In essence, therefore, the new Privatization Act grants Ruto powers to do what he pleases with national assets, including even strategic assets. The government knows that people are going to court. The government knows that the Kenyans are not happy with this process. Given the media protests in the media, and some people like Gitobi Manyara who have written articles on that, opposed to what is happening. So how do you circumvent this? Move with speed, so that by the time we go to court and if we get court orders, it will be said that we have been overtaken by events. That tells you the bona fides of the whole process.